Well, spooky season has started. You may hear the air conditioner going because it's still in the 90s here. But I thought I would tell my one and only ghost story. I was fortunate enough to be very close with my great-grandparents. My great-grandfather, Marvin, came here to Texas from Virginia. He was born in 1892. And my great-grandmother had been born and grew up in my hometown. She was born in 1899. My great-grandfather had phlebitis, and so his right leg was amputated at the knee, and he used a wheelchair. And my mom and I lived in a rent house directly across the street from their little house that they had lived in for years. And so one day I went over to talk to Granddad. He was sitting in his wheelchair on the porch, and I was showing him this new toy I had gotten. And he was admiring it, and we were talking and having a good time, and then all of a sudden he just slumped. And I couldn't rouse him. I knew something was wrong, so I started yelling for Granny and my mother, who was also in the house. And they came and got Granddad and called an ambulance, took him to the hospital. Turns out he had had a massive stroke. And I was there with him when it happened. So he died the next day. And this happened when I was 9 years old. And his funeral, a few days later, was the very first one that I had to go to. And it was traumatic for me because I was so close to him, and just to see him lying in the casket and everything. So it really bothered me. And my mom and I came home, and we were in our little rent house across the street from Granny and Granddad's. And my bedroom was in this room off the back of the house that used to be the sleeping porch back before we had air conditioning. It was just a screened-in porch where you could drag a mattress out there or a bed and sleep when it was really hot. But it was always really dark and creepy, and our backyard was very wooded and overgrown, and I was always kind of creeped out about it. So I didn't sleep in that room. I'd sleep on the couch. But I went into my bedroom to change back into my regular day clothes from the funeral clothes I was wearing. And as I opened the door, I saw my great-grandfather sitting on the edge of the bed, and he had both of his legs. And he just raised his hand to me like that, and then poof, disappeared. And, you know, maybe it was his ghost saying goodbye. Maybe I was just traumatized by everything that had happened. But I think it was his way of comforting me to let me know that everything was okay, and he was saying goodbye to me. So, not a scary ghost story. It was for me at the time. I slept in Mom's bed that night. But anyway, spooky season's my absolute favorite season. So, let me know your ghost stories if you have any. Leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.